Hi guys, happy Monday. Today is Monday, April the 13th, and we are going to move on this week to Unit 2, Algebra, which is expressions and equations. And today we are just going to review combining like terms. The only part that's going to be new is these like terms, some of them are going to have exponents. And so I want you to make sure that you continue watching and look at the practice for how to combine like terms. If you have a calculator that does positives and negatives, I think even if you have an iPhone, even your iPhone will do that. You can use the calculator today. Let's look at, it's R15. Let's look at a couple of those practice problems. Add and subtract like terms. So let's do a couple of those problems. Okay, so I've got a split screen now so that you can see me work out a few of the problems. They're going to start relatively easy, and it's going to start with 10t plus 9t plus another t. So those are all like terms, so you can combine them. If you have 10 t's and you add 9 t's to it, you have 19 t's, and then another one is 20 t's, and that one's pretty easy. The answer simplifies to 20t. And now you can see that on this one we've got 8y squared plus 4y squared plus 9y squared. So this y squared is different than if you just had a y. Those would not be like terms. But since all of these are y squared, you can literally add all of those together. So what that's saying is there's 8y squared. So that would be, if you wanted to write it out and really understand what it's saying, you have a y squared, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8y squared. To that, you're going to add 4 more, right? This coefficient tells you how many of these y squares you have. So you have 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 more. And then to that, you're going to add 9 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you had 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You added 4 more, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you add 9 more. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 y squared, right? And so if I look at that, if I were to do mental math, I would probably add the 9 and the 8 together and get 17, plus 4 would be 21. So that answer is 21y, and then to do the exponent squared, you're going to hit this little button right here and then say squared. Okay, 8n's minus 2n's. So if I wanted to understand what that was saying, this is saying I have 8n's that are positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here I have 2n's that are both negative, or I'm taking away 2n's, 2 negative n's. Cross off 0 pairs. And that leaves you right here with your answer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 positive n's. And so that really makes sense because 8 minus 2 is 6. So let's think about this one. If I have 4u squared and I take away 4u squared, that means I have nothing left. I have 0. So I skipped ahead to one that's a little bit more difficult so that we can see what that is. So let's start here. We have 7v squared. That is the only term that has a v squared. There's nothing else to combine with it. So I'm going to start that problem with 7v squared. That's part of the answer. Now I have to do this part right here. This means I have 4 positive v's, and I'm going to take away 3 v's. Or I could think about it as 4 v's, 4 positive v's, and then 3 negative v's. Cross off 0 pairs. That leaves me 1 v that's positive, a positive v. So then I take that and I put it over here. Let's see. So I kind of arrowed down. I was up here. Let's go back and let's do that. Let me get that to go away. Okay, so let's type that again. 7v, then I'm going to use this, and I'm going to say squared. Now, if I were to just hit plus, that's going to be up there. That's not where I want it. So on my keyboard, I just used an arrow over to arrow, and now it brought it to where it's the full cursor. Let's see if I just hit if you just hit the space button too, that works. See how my cursor's up there and it's high? Then I hit the space button, and then it made it to where it's regular. And then, so plus v. Okay. All right, let's see if I can find another difficult one. All right, I have 3 h's, take away an h, leaves me 2 h's, plus 1. This is a constant. So it is not a like term. I cannot combine it with these. So I have 3 h's, 3 positive h's, and 1 negative h. Cross off 0 pairs, that leaves me with 2 h's. And that really makes sense. I have 3 h's, take away an h, that leaves me 2 h's. And then plus 1. There's nothing to add that to, so I just say plus 1. All right, let's try this one, and then I think you'll be ready to go on your own. Okay, so we've got lots of different terms here. I have 3u, and I'm going to add that to plus 7u. I have a constant 6 here with no variable, another constant 6 here with no variable, and then I have a 10u squared. So this u squared is a different term than just this u. I cannot add those together. So let's look at what we have. We have 3u plus 6 plus 7u plus 6 plus 10u squared. So if I were to start here, let's use a different color. So I have 3u's plus 7u's is 10u's. And then I can say a positive 6 plus another positive 6, right? Catch that sign in front of it. That's plus 12. And then there's nothing to go with this u squared, nothing to combine it with. So I just say plus 10u squared. That's my answer. It would not matter what order I put that in. So 10u plus 12 plus 10u, push this button for my exponent 2. And then remember, if I was to type something after it, if I just hit the space bar, then it would go back. All right, so I think that you are ready to go to work on these. Work on them until you get at least an 80. You can go all the way up to 100, go up to whatever grade you want put in the grade book. And that is your only assignment for today. The only other thing that you need to do is do the check-in sheet for today. And it's like last week, you just put your name. You put in what block you're in, what class block you're in. And then like last week, there's an optional question you can answer. This week's question is, tell me something that you've learned how to do since we've been doing virtual learning. Something that you have learned to do. It doesn't have to be anything about school. It can be anything that you've learned to do. We all know Miss Miller likes to get her nails done and the nail salons are closed. So I have taught myself to do my own nail dip powder, and I'm pretty proud of that. It's a lot of fun, but it was kind of out of necessity. The other thing that I've learned this week is that I have learned that Animal Crossing on the Switch is pretty addictive. So I have created my own little character, and I live on my daughter's island. And so every evening after school's over, I am playing Animal Crossing, and I think that it is a lot of fun. So tell me something that you have learned, something that you're doing to keep yourself occupied, entertained, because I miss talking to you all, and I miss you telling me things about your lives. So if you feel like doing that on the check-in sheet, just tell me something that you have learned or that you're enjoying doing. And if you need any help or have any questions, email or post in Google Classroom, and we'll see if we can help you out. I hope that you have a great week. Bye.